So this is one of those products that looks extremely simple on paper. It's a mini fridge. That's it. You plug it in, it gets cold, and you move on with your life. But the interesting thing is, the moment you actually start using something like the Upstreman 1.7 cubic foot mini fridge, you realize it's not really about refrigeration. It's about how much convenience you can compress into a really small footprint. Because think about where this lives. Dorm rooms, bedrooms, maybe a small office setup next to your desk. Places where space is already fighting you for survival. And this is designed to just sit quietly in the corner and disappear into your routine. Design-wise, it's minimal. Matte black finish, clean edges, nothing flashy trying to grab your attention. And honestly, that's kind of the point. You don't want your fridge screaming for attention in a bedroom. You want it to just exist. When you open it up, you get a surprisingly usable layout for something this size. There's a small freezer compartment up top, which is honestly more of a keep things coldish zone than a full ice-making freezer. Below that, you've got the main storage area that can handle drinks, snacks, leftovers. Basically the essentials that usually force you to walk all the way to a kitchen at the worst possible moment. Now performance is where these small fridges usually fall apart. Either they're too loud, or they don't actually cool evenly, or they end up consuming way more power than expected. But here, the noise level is low enough that you can comfortably sleep next to it, which is something you absolutely care about in a bedroom setup. It just hums in the background and fades out of your awareness pretty quickly. Cooling is steady rather than aggressive. You're not getting restaurant-level refrigeration here, but for drinks, snacks, and daily essentials, it holds its own. The thermostat control also gives you enough flexibility to dial it in depending on how you're using it. One of the underrated things is energy consumption. This is built to be efficient, and over time that actually matters more than people think. A mini fridge runs 24/7. If it's inefficient, you'll notice it on your electricity bill long before you notice anything else. What makes something like this work isn't just specs though. It's behavior. It's how often you end up using it without thinking. You wake up, grab a cold drink. You're studying, you reach for a snack. Late night, you don't have to leave your room just to get something simple. That's where the value actually shows up. Of course, it's not perfect. You're not storing a week's worth of groceries in here. The freezer section is limited. And if you overload it, you're going to see performance drop a bit. But that's expected for this size category. So the real question is not whether this is powerful. It's whether this fits your lifestyle. And for a lot of students, minimal setups, or even secondary office spaces, it actually does fit better than you'd expect. At the end of the day, this is one of those products that doesn't try to impress you with complexity. It just quietly solves a problem you didn't want to think about anymore. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description.